Hi everyone, it's John from WoTWednesdays. Welcome back to another video and happy Wheel of Time Wednesday. Yes, the production team has delivered and we do have more drops to talk about today. Now, they have promised us a Wheel of Time Wednesday, which is a release every single Wednesday up to March 13th when Season 3 of the Wheel of Time drops. And so far they've delivered and I, for one, couldn't be happier. This morning's release comes to us by way of Nerdist. They were given an exclusive 4 images from the Tanchico storyline in Season 3. We're going to walk through those images today first. Then after that, we'll talk just a bit about where Tanchico is, how it fits into the story, and how I expect it to fit into Season 3 of the show afterwards. But we'll do the images first. So if you're excited about Season 3 of the show coming out March 13th, if you're excited about the Wheel of Time just in general, if you love the books or the show, or if you didn't enjoy the first 2 seasons and you are kind of curious if the 3rd season will be better, which, spoiler warning, it's totally going to be, consider making us your home for Wheel of Time news. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell 2 of your friends. Of course, do all of those things. And if we can hit 25,000 subscribers before Season 3 comes out, I'll do a giveaway and give away some What Up swag to you folks. All right, so we're going to dive into these photos, but first I have to give a bit of a spoiler warning because, let's face it, we are talking stuff from the books because the show hasn't been released yet. So if you have not read up to Book 5 of The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan, that's The Fires of Heaven, be forewarned, I'm going to ruin plot points and character arcs from up to Book 5. Nothing major, just some minor spoilers here. Folks, I'm not going to ruin big plot points, but you've been warned. All right, let's get these images up here on the screen. All right, so before we dive into the photos, and there are 4 of them, I do want to talk just a bit about the costuming. Costuming by Sharon has been absolutely immaculate for the show as far as I'm concerned. She should win all of the awards, and I went back through and I compared what the folks are wearing in these photos to what the Tanchicans and the Taraboners would wear in the books, and it's pretty spot on, folks. I mean, I think it's gorgeous, and not only gorgeous but also fairly accurate. And I, for one, can't wait to see more than just see set photos of Tanchico. So we'll put that out there first. We'll talk more about the city, where it's at, the country, and the storyline, and how it's going to fit into the books, especially merged with another storyline that happens during Winter's Heart, which is Book 9 of the Wheel of Time, much later on. All right, so first photo here, we have Zoe Robbins, who plays Nynaeve Elmira, walking through what appears to be a street market in Tanchico. And, man, it's gorgeous. And you notice there's thatch in the background. A lot of people were very upset we didn't get thatch in the Emond's Field shots in Season 1. And from the leaked images we've seen in Season 3, it's all tile roofs. Here's thatch, folks. Here's your thatch. We got some thatch. But Nynaeve is wearing a face veil. Now, most men and women cover their faces in not just in Tanchico, but also in Tarabon, the country that Tanchico is situated in, the capital. And they cover it either in full or in part. So if it's in full, they're usually sort of a see-through type veil that they can see through, or if it's in parts, kind of like a full cloth mask where you're covering either the top or bottom of your face, or both with just your eyes showing. And these masks are absolutely gorgeous, and you can tell by the look of Nynaeve here, she is not totally comfortable in what she's wearing. These are not stout Two Rivers woolens, and she is not totally comfortable with that face veil either. She's probably thinking, this is not what a wisdom should wear. But she's also missing her great serpent ring, folks, so she is likely incognito. So when we talk about why they're going to Tanchico at the end of the video, likely they're going there to hunt the Black Adjas is what the general consensus of the fandom is, but they're doing that hidden, so without their great serpent rings, and the veils just add that extra layer of protection for them. It sort of works out really well while they're doing this. So street market here, and in this next shot you can get to see the rest of the crew. You see Matt Cawthon in the front, played by Donald Finn, and then Min Farshaw behind him, played by Kate Alexander, and then of course Elaine Tricand, not quite the best Tricand, second best Tricand, behind him, played by Kiara Coveney, sorry. And again, the veils they're wearing are absolutely gorgeous. Matt's costume is gorgeous. I've seen a few people kind of like poking fun at it last week during the first look, but this is very on brand for what someone from Tanchico would wear. It's very local. If you go through the companion and read what the people are wearing, same type of coat, same type of puffy sleeves, the same type of veil that they would wear. Again, full veil on Matt, half veil on Elaine, and a half face mask on Min. Very on brand for what people would be wearing here. And you can see someone in the background there, a few people with their eyes covered, the top half of their face is covered, not just the bottoms. Gorgeous costuming as far as I'm concerned. I can't wait to see this on screen. And again, one of the people I read, I think it was on Reddit, was making fun of the fact that Matt was showing his chest. Matt shows his chest all the time in the books, folks. He unlaces his shirts and just leaves it wide open to everybody all the time. That's just what he does. It's part of his character. And I thought it was kind of funny that this person was complaining about that when it in fact is something he does quite often in the books. So yeah. Yeah, again, a gorgeous shot here. Same, looks like the same market. Lighting appears to be maybe slightly different. It could be just the angle, but probably the same shot, I would guess, because it has the same people in the background. In both shots, you can see exactly the same merchant selling wares in the background there. Sort of the same huts and stuff, too, that are surrounding it. Either way, the costuming is absolutely gorgeous. And I want to point out here, we can't see Elaine's hands, so we don't know for sure if she's wearing her Great Serpent Ring or not, but if Nynaeve's not, I'm guessing she's not as well. But Matt's face, folks, he is dumbfounded. This is his third major city, you have to understand. So he's in the book, in the series, the show, he has seen Tar-Valon, and he's seen Falm. And that's it. He's seen those two cities. He hasn't really seen any other big cities. I'm not including Shadar Logoth. I'm not including the ruins and stuff. Those are the two big cities he's seen. Tanchico's his third, and arguably the most exotic place that he's been so far, and he looks absolutely dumbfounded at what's going on here. I love it. I am loving that Two Rivers country bumpkin look in his face. Super love it. I can't wait to see more of Donald Finn in season 3. From what I've seen, he's going to absolutely crush the role of Matt Cawthon. All right, next photo here showcases Tanchico open air at night, and the next two photos do actually. And the costuming, again, absolutely gorgeous. The attention to detail in the set's absolutely gorgeous. Tanchico is a port city, and it is not a very wealthy port city. So it is one of those cities where it was one time very wealthy, very well-to-do port city, and it's just fallen from grace. It's kind of turned more to crime, a lot of footpads, a lot of ruffians, things of that nature. Not quite a pirate city, I wouldn't say that, but it's one of those things where they're not totally on the up and up all the time. And the sets, the costuming totally reflect that, and I am here for it, let me tell you folks. Final image here, you get to see a little bit of a statue out in the middle of the harbor, and this is the harbor, but these are walkways surrounding the harbor. You see all the thatch that I've already mentioned. We didn't get that in Evans Field, but here you go, folks. You're getting it in Tanchico, and a lot of bustle, hustle, and things that are going on. Watch Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, depending on where you're from and how you pronounce it. This totally reminds me of Tortuga, and in fact, the Nerdist article does mention that this was built off of a Black Sails set, just kind of fleshed out to be the port city. So a lot of elements kind of probably stayed from there, and it totally works, folks. I am here for it, 100%. Yeah, so 1,000,000%, this is an absolutely gorgeous shot of the city. Now, we're going to have to break down these photos in detail. There's a lot of information, a lot of things that are going on here, but this is just a first look video. We're going to go through them. We'll show them to you folks. I'll do a breakdown probably later on in the week, because there is a lot of details in these that I really want to get to. But again, one more look at them. Zoe Robbins here, Nynaeve Almir walking through the market, and then we have Matt Cawthon, Min, and Elaine also walking through the market. Tanchico at night. Gorgeous. I mean, you see the people in the face veils and the face coverings in the front, and then again here, bustling kind of market out around the port at night. Beautiful sets. I can't wait to see how they showcase it in the show. All right, let's talk a bit about the city. We'll talk a bit about the country, and talk a bit about how the storyline is going to fit in. All right, so Tanchico is a port city. It's also the capital of Tarabon. Now, Tarabon is has this flag. That is Avendasora, kind of reaching its roots down to the ground, the tree of life, and its leaves up to the sky. I have that tattooed, actually, believe it or not. And Tarabon is sort of kind of in between Amacadia, which is the home country of the White Cloaks, and Almoth Plain. Almoth Plain is sort of this no man's land of it's kind of half claimed by the Taraboners and half claimed by the Amcadians. There's fighting over it at all times, and it becomes very important much later on within the book series for a lot of Dragonsworn, or people who are sworn to the Dragon Reborn. They congregate there and things that are happening there. And it's also very important to some of the White Cloak stories, which we won't get into because I didn't get that far into spoilers. But this is Tanchico, the city itself. This is the map from the books. So actually, let's make this just a smidge bigger because it is, I have old eyes and I'd like to see it a bit better. So this is the capital city of Tarabon, and we know that a large part of the story is going to happen there in season 3. There's as far as I'm concerned, I think 4 major storylines. One is the Tower storyline, which is going to happen likely the first of the season. Then we're going to see the Waste storyline with Rand and Egwene, Moraine and Lan. Then we're going to see the Tanchico storyline with Tom Marilyn, Matt Cawthon, Min Farshaw, and Kira Coveney, who plays Elaine Tricand. I don't know why I gave the actress's name instead of the character's name for Elaine. There you have it. And then we have the Two Rivers storyline that's going to feature Perrin, Faile, Bane, Chiad, likely Loyal as well, from what we've seen so far in the leaks and some of the actual images that are out there. And those are going to be the 4 major storylines, which does mean, folks, we're getting more Perrin and more Matt next season, which I think everyone can agree is a good thing. But Tanchico is the capital city of Tarabon, and in the book series, it's where the Black Aja flees to when they leave the tower. So the likely consensus between the fandom is that the Amyrlin Swan is going to send Elaine and Nynaeve to Tanchico. Min will likely go with them as well, and Matt is going to follow along either to protect them or, in his mind, protect them, folks. That's what he does, and kind of hang out with them. So he'll be there as well. Now, in the book series, Julian Sandar was also a thief catcher, who came with them, and he has at least not so far been revealed as being in the 3rd season. Not saying he isn't, just saying I haven't seen any indication of it. I know a lot of people are saying that photo with Matt looking at that guy with the hat, that could be Julian Sandar. It's not, folks. Do a video on that probably tomorrow evening. I'll let you know who that character is because I actually do know, and I'll let you know what's going on in that particular scene. But Tanchico is ruled by a king and a panarch. Now, a panarch is has to be the opposite gender of the king. So the king is a man, or at least the royalty is a man, and the panarch is a woman. And they are elected by Council of Lords, and they have equal power to the king, sort of like a checks and balances type thing, which I think certain countries right now really could benefit from. But they rule over Tanchico and Tarabon from the Panarch's Palace and the King's Palace. The Panarch's Palace also has a lot of things in it dating back to the Age of Legends and pre the Age of Legends. So within the book series, they actually go into parts of the museum in there, and there are things that are dinosaur bones. There's a Mercedes-Benz symbol, or what appears to be a Mercedes-Benz symbol. That's how it's described. There's a bunch of other stuff in there. So I'm really kind of hoping we see a Starbucks cup kind of hanging out in one of the shelves as a dig at Game of Thrones. I really hope they do that. But yeah, and the city itself is not a rich city. Like I said, it's fallen from grace. It's kind of on down times. It's home to a lot of unsavory elements, a lot of pirates, a lot of smugglers, and in fact, one of the people that we have seen in the show already, Bail Damon, he takes part within the Tanchico storyline during during the book series, and he's the one that actually picks the girls up from Tanchico and kind of carts them off at the end to escape what's going on here. Now, what's really interesting about what goes on here is Abu Dar, which is another city and another storyline that happens in the book series. I'm not going to get into the hows or the whys of that because that's book 9. That's Winter's Heart, folks. That's where that storyline kind of takes place. Is very, very similar to the storyline in Tanchico. Now, the Tanchico storyline within the book series is they're searching for the Black Aja. They go there, they hunt them, they find them, they confront a Forsaken, Moghedian, and that is one of the big scenes within the book. You get Nynaeve fighting Moghedian, which they're just kind of staring at each other like angry cats from across the room, but it's a big, huge battle of power, but you can't see it in the books, and that's how it's described. And in the Abu Dhabi storyline, they're not searching for people, but they're searching for an object, and it's still a rough city. It's a port city. It has a lot of similarities to Tanchico. And in the Abu Dar storyline, you have Matt Cawthon. He is in that one, but he is not in the Abu Dar story, or he's not in the Tanchico storyline within the books. So seeing Matt here and seeing some of the elements and the photos that are going on here really leads me to believe that they're kind of going to cram those two storylines together, because they are very similar in a lot of ways, and it really can be two birds with one stone very easily, because the object they're looking for in the Abu Dar storyline really has no place in the show. At least so far, it's to counter a weather problem that's happening in the books, and there's been no weather problems so far in the show. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be all crammed together here. Matt's going to be with them and help them hunt for the Black Asha rather than this object. And will we get to see some of his luck? Will we get to see the dice spinning in his head? I don't know. I'm very excited to know if we do or not, but I, for one, can't wait. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the pictures? What do you think of the costuming? I think there's going to be a little bit of a shock for some people because they are a bit kind of over the top, but in my opinion, they're absolutely perfect. I think they're gorgeous and I love them. But let me know what you folks think about that, and let me know if you folks think that Abu Dar and Tanchico are kind of getting crammed together, and what exactly they're doing there. If they're hunting for the Black Asha, if they're looking for Moghedian, will we see Nynaeve versus Moghedian? I mean, folks, we got it right. We have to see Nynaeve versus Moghedian. Everyone's looking forward to that. Let me know what you folks think down below. Anyway, thank you very much for sticking with us here to the very end, and here's to many more.